Welcome to Prayer Decode, your portal to awakening your spirit. Have you ever wondered why the earliest moments of the day hold such profound power? What hidden treasures might you discover in the quiet solitude of a new dawn? Today, we dive into the secrets behind the early morning prayer of Jesus from Mark 1:35 and reveal how embracing these sacred moments can transform your entire day. Stay with us as we unravel these mysteries and show you how to invite divine guidance into every moment. And if you're passionate about deepening your connection with the divine, hit that subscribe button now so you never miss our latest spiritual insights. Imagine waking before the world stirs, where the quiet whispers of dawn carry the promise of a brand new day. In those hush moments, before the distractions of daily hustle seep in, there exists an invitation, a call to reconnect, to realign, and to reignite the inner flame of devotion. Today, we open with a message that has the power to transform not only how we start our mornings, but how we navigate every challenge throughout the day. Welcome to Prayer Decode, where we journey through the spiritual practices that shape our lives, offering fresh perspectives on ancient truths. Our story begins with one of the most intriguing snapshots in the life of Jesus as recorded in the Gospel of Mark, an early morning encounter with solitude and divine connection. Mark 1:35 tells us, "Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went to a solitary place where he prayed." In these few words, we find a profound testimony to the importance of setting aside private moments for communion with God. But what makes this act of early rising and solitude so vital? And how does it resonate with us today? Throughout this video, we will explore these questions by unpacking both the historical context and the timeless lessons hidden in this passage, enriched by personal reflections drawn from a lifetime of seeking divine guidance. As we delve into this reflection, consider how your own routine might be transformed by moments of undistracted quiet, and imagine a life where prayer isn't merely an obligation on a checklist, but the heartbeat of your day. Whether you're a lifelong believer or someone curious about deepening your spiritual life, this exploration is meant to remind you that true power and wisdom often reside in the stillness of the early morning. So settle in, let your heart be open, and join us on this spiritual journey as we decode the mystery and majesty of prayer. The power of early morning prayer, the significance of a quiet start. Long before the roar of modern life, an ancient tradition was being quietly observed by one whose very existence would forever change the world. The practice of rising early and retiring into solitude for prayer is not a modern fad. It is a time-honored spiritual discipline, deeply embedded in the lives of those who have found that the stillness of the early hours provides a unique portal into the divine. Jesus, as recorded in Mark 1:35, sets an exceptional example by choosing to leave the comforts of his home and the noise of daily life to seek out a solitary place for prayer. This act was not done in solitude for isolation's sake, but rather as a deliberate, intentional engagement with his Father in heaven. It is a picture of divine intimacy, a model of how prayer creates an environment for transformation. In our fast-paced world, it is all too easy to allow the busyness of the day to dilute the power of our spiritual connection. By following this ancient practice, we remind ourselves that the highest priority in our lives is our relationship with God. The quiet hours as a spiritual sanctuary. There is something inherently precious about the early hours of the day, where the world is still blurred by darkness and the only sound is the whisper of the wind. In these moments, Many find the perfect environment for prayer because there is less interference from our daily concerns. The solitude of the morning creates a sanctuary where the noise of life is diminished, and the soul can listen more clearly to the gentle guidance of the Spirit. For centuries, mystics, monastics, and spiritual seekers have turned to the quiet hours as a refuge, a time to reflect, to reconnect, and to rejuvenate. This practice transcends mere habit. It becomes a transformative ritual in which our inner sanctum is nourished by divine presence. When we set aside these moments exclusively for prayer, we create a sacred routine that shifts our entire day into a rhythm of purpose, peace, and divine alignment. Reflecting on Mark 1:35, a blueprint for prayer. A closer look at the biblical account. In the opening verses of the Gospel of Mark, we witness a moment that can easily slip by if not given proper consideration. The scripture states that very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went to a solitary place where he prayed. This brief narrative, though concise, unfolds a wealth of implications about what it means to seek the presence of God in our daily lives. By choosing to rise early, Jesus modeled a lifestyle dedicated to the pursuit of intimacy with the divine. He did not wait for a break in his busy schedule or depend on external motivations. Instead, he recognized that the quiet of the morning was a precious opportunity, a daily renewal for his soul. In doing so, he demonstrated that prayer is not a casual add-on to our day, but the very foundation upon which a life of purpose is built. Examining this account, several layers emerge that offer us rich insights into the nature and purpose of prayer. Intentionality and priority. Jesus' decision to leave his home in the early hours signifies an intentional prioritization of his relationship with God. Even when faced with the demands of life, he carved out time specifically for communication with the Father. For us, this underscores the importance of making prayer a non-negotiable element of our daily routine, placing our spiritual life at the top of our priority list. The gift of solitude. Solitude is more than simply being alone. It is a state of being that opens us up to receive divine insight and guidance. When Jesus withdrew from the crowd, he wasn't seeking to isolate himself from people, but to create space where his spirit could commune undistracted with God. This practice teaches us that personal isolation from the clamor of society can lead to the richest encounters with the divine. An invitation to trust and dependence. In his time of solitude, Jesus embraced vulnerability by opening his heart to the Father. In doing so, he displayed a complete reliance on divine wisdom and love, a trust that we are equally invited to cultivate. In a world filled with uncertainties, developing this habit of leaning into prayer can be the anchoring force that sustains us through life's storms. A model for leadership and resilience. Jesus' example is not solely for spiritual exercise, it also holds lessons for leadership and resilience. Prayer is an inner wellspring that refuels us in moments of challenge and adversity. By beginning our day in communion with God, we equip ourselves with spiritual resilience, enabling us to face hardships with courage and clarity. Embracing the power and practice of prayer. My own journey into the mornings of silence. Over the years, my personal journey has taken me through many peaks and valleys. In the midst of a world that demands our constant attention, filled with deadlines, distractions, and digital overload, I have discovered that the stillness of the early morning offers me the most powerful moments of connection with God. Much like the example set by Jesus, I have found that retreating into the quiet hours is not about escaping reality. It is about entering a deeper dialogue with my Creator, where true guidance and inspiration emerge. In the darkness of those early mornings, I have experienced revelations that have quietly shifted my perspective on life. It was during these moments of solitude that I began to understand that prayer is not merely a ritualistic act, but a dynamic, life-changing conversation. The practice of setting aside dedicated time for prayer has allowed me to cut through the noise of everyday life and refocus on what truly matters, our relationship with the divine and with one another. How prayer has transformed my perspective. I vividly recall a time when life seemed overwhelming, a season marked by uncertainty and continuous change. It was during this time that I implemented a commitment to greet each morning with prayer. In those quiet hours, as I sat in silence, my mind began to clear, and I felt an inexplicable sense of calm and reassurance that I had not experienced before. Slowly, I realized that these moments were not void of thought, but filled with the gentle nudge of spiritual insight. This realization was transformative. It became clear that the practice of prayer can recalibrate our internal world, aligning our thoughts, emotions, and decisions with divine wisdom. Suddenly, every challenge became an opportunity to lean into faith, and every setback was reframed as a lesson in trust. I learned that when our hearts are attuned to the divine frequency, when we truly invest in our spiritual well-being, the echoes of God's love and guidance illuminate even the darkest corners of our minds. Concluding reflections and key lessons, a summation of our journey together. As our time together draws to a close, let us take a moment to revisit the key insights we have explored throughout this video. Prioritizing divine connection. The act of rising early and seeking solitude, as exemplified by Jesus in Mark 1:35, is a powerful declaration of our need for an intimate relationship with God. By setting aside the early morning hours for prayer, we place our spiritual life at the forefront of our daily routine. Transforming routine into relationship. Prayer is not merely a ritualistic duty. It is a living dialogue that transforms how we experience every moment of our lives. When approached with intentionality and openness, prayer becomes a source of strength, guidance, and inner peace. Overcoming distractions. In a world awash with external noise and digital distractions, establishing a sacred space for prayer is crucial. Whether through physical solitude, mindful practices, or community engagement, reclaiming our moments for reflection fortifies our connection with the divine. Embracing vulnerability and growth. Every moment of honest self-reflection, every confession of weakness, is an opportunity for spiritual and personal growth. The transformative power of prayer lies in its capacity to lead us to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the larger tapestry of divine purpose. Living a life of faith and resilience. Through the disciplined practice of prayer, we learn to navigate life's challenges with courage, allowing divine love and guidance to shape our decisions and fortify our resolve. This internal anchor not only protects us in times of crisis, but also empowers us to become beacons of hope for others. As we conclude this in-depth exploration, I invite you to embrace the lesson that prayer is both an art and a discipline, a sacred conversation that, when nurtured, has the power to transform every facet of your life. Here are the final lessons I would like to leave you with. Make your spiritual connection non-negotiable. View the moments dedicated to prayer not as optional extras, but as vital investments in your inner well-being. Whether you have 5 minutes or 50, these moments are your sacred time to realign with the divine purpose. Trust the process of transformation. Spiritual growth is a gradual journey filled with ups and downs. Do not be discouraged by moments of doubt. Instead, see them as opportunities to deepen your resolve and reconnect with your higher self. Each prayer is a step toward healing and self-realization. Seek balance in all things. While prayer is a direct pathway to inner peace, it must be harmonized with action and reflection. Let your moments of devotion inspire you to live with greater compassion, courage, and clarity in every encounter. Balance between contemplation and engagement is essential for a fulfilling life. Share your journey. The power of prayer magnifies when shared in community. Engage with those around you, share your experiences, listen to others, and allow collective wisdom to bolster your own journey of faith. In doing so, you not only strengthen your own practice, but you also become a part of a larger movement of hope and resilience. Build a legacy of faith. Reflect on how the practice of prayer has shaped your life and consider the legacy you wish to build. Let every word of prayer be a testament to the power of faith, a message of hope that you carry into every aspect of your life. Know that even the smallest daily prayer contributes to a legacy that transcends time. As we part ways today, I encourage you to take these lessons to heart. Let the quiet call of the morning and the strength of heartfelt prayer infuse your days with purpose and joy. May you experience the profound peace that comes from aligning your heart with the divine, and may your journey be ever filled with hope, clarity, and the enduring reassurance that you are never alone. A journey worth taking. The path of prayer is not always easy. It is, after all, a journey into the depths of one's soul. As Prayer Decode is not always easy, it is, after all, a journey into the depths of one's soul. Yet, it is precisely in those challenges that we find our greatest strength. Each moment of quiet reflection, ever. Why earnest dialogue with God is a step on the path toward a richer, more fulfilling life. I invite you to join me in this ongoing journey. A journey that starts every day in the quiet of dawn and stretches into every moment of your life. May the discipline of prayer be your anchor. May the silence be your guide. And may you always find strength in the gentle embrace of divine love. Thank you for taking this time with me. If this exploration has touched your heart, I encourage you to share your own experiences and reflections in the comments below. Let us build a community where every voice is heard, every struggle acknowledged, and every victory celebrated. And if you feel moved by this message, remember that the journey of prayer is one that brings us all closer, not only to each other, but to the infinite grace of a loving God. In closing, remember, every dawn is a fresh invitation to connect with what is eternal, to embrace the transformative power of prayer, and to step into each day with courage, compassion, and unwavering faith. May your mornings be filled with quiet light, your days with purposeful action, and your hearts with a deep, abiding peace. With this, Our exploration into the profound practice of prayer draws to a thoughtful close. I pray that this message has not only provided you with practical insights and personal reflections, but also ignited within you a renewed commitment to the transformative power of a life enriched by prayer. May you go forth with a spirit renewed and a heart emboldened by divine love. And as you continue on your path, let each day serve as a reminder that the power to shape your destiny lies within, a destiny that is nurtured in the quiet moments of faith, sustained by the promise of eternal grace, and illuminated by the gentle, unyielding light of prayer. Amen. Thank you for joining us on this inspiring journey through the transformative power of prayer. We hope today's exploration has sparked curiosity and filled you with a renewed sense of purpose and peace. Remember, the quiet hours of the morning are a gift, an opportunity to connect with God and set the tone for a blessed day. If you found this message uplifting, please give the video a like and subscribe to Prayer Decode for more spiritual guidance and life-changing insights. Until next time, may your days be filled with divine light and unending hope. See you in the next video.